Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Satte custom kere konso baba konso felino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Welcome to Wanna Bet. I'm Jason. That's Ben.
Got it right. Got it right.
Change. We
Got
go
it
back
right.
to the StreamYard. It scrambles what's left of my brains, by the way, Ben. It scrambles my freaking brains. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Happy Buzz Osborne Saturday. Or Mateo, I think, says it's more maybe like Doc. Maybe it's like Doc from Back to the Future, the crazy scientist. You familiar? You got to be a little bit familiar with that Back to the Future.
Yeah, a little bit. Not much, but a little bit.
Not much. It had a resurgent. Like, it must have skipped your demographic, but like when Rocco was in middle school, man, Back to the Future. And again, this movie was made when I was a kid.
Well, Rock was in middle school, and
Mateo was really into it. It tore through a couple age groups.
Yeah,
it's on like Broadway now. I think there's a Back to the Future musical.
I'll be honest with you, as like sports centric as I am now, it's kind of been that way forever, you know.
But wait, Ben, I'm just saying, like, you had 90 minutes in your youth to watch this movie. I'm not saying you had to commit to it and act it out.
Yeah, but I
may have at some point in his life. I'm just saying, had consume a little bit of it. The
Right.
DeLorean that goes back in time. You know the concept.
Right. My dad's like, yeah, like I have no interest in that, you know.
But you know who the mad scientist who works with Marty McFly is, who gets in the car with him and goes back in time?
Hold up. I probably know him from pictures. Scientist. No.
I feel like there's a lot of Beltway Ben untapped content for us to mine. You would like the movie. I really don't know. I
feel like it'll be a waste of time.
Would be a waste of time.
No. Seriously,
I hear you. Time is money, brother. Trust me, I know.
Yeah,
I hear you. The moment is best. Beltway Ben's on his.
A lot of people do like it. One of our loyals, Jason Plunkett, Back to the Future.
And it's not like it has a gambling thing too. Ben, he goes back. The whole thing is he goes back in time, and he finds you don't even know what this is. Back in the day, before the internet, they used to produce these things called sports almanacs, and it would compile like in the 1933 World Series. You don't even.
I know what that is.
So he goes back and he's got he knows what's going to happen in all these future events, and he's got to keep this from falling into the hands of Biff, the bad guy. And then Biff, there's all these different alternate universes, and in one of them, Biff becomes like a Donald Trump type figure. Just it is what it is, based off he builds casinos and stuff because he can bet. He bets all the horse races, and he already knows who's going to win. You know what I mean? Because he's got the almanac.
No, yeah, I mean,
it's almanac, like an almanac from the future. Well, it's always in real time, but and again, I'm not a huge Back to the Future guy at all. I think it's a cute concept. I'm not against it. It's great. My kids like it. It's not like it's Apocalypse Now or something for me.
No, if there's a gambling,
there's a huge game, and
it's a big part of it.
It runs through all three freaking movies.
Okay,
dude, it's crazy. At one point, I'm not totally into it, but I'm pretty sure at one point Marty McFly almost hooks up with his mom in the past.
Okay, well that's That's not
a big part of it, but he doesn't.
That's
you know what I mean? He's got to be careful when you go back in time, and you're Michael J. Fox at the heights of his prowess, playing Johnny B. Good on the guitar. All those and you've got 1980s brains, and you're back in the 50s, and your peak Michael J. Fox. You know what I mean? All the what do they call them? Bobby Soxers, all the high school gals want, you know what I mean? So you got to be careful because
incest.
You know what I mean? You're going back to the hometown where your mom and your dad, everybody came from.
That's odd. Definitely odd.
I mean, when you really break it, it is. But I think you would like it. I think Maddie would like it. I mean, it's really it's pretty like
She might have seen it.
It's kind of a can't miss. It's kind of can't miss. Like I don't know, like you might not love it. I don't know anybody who hates it. Who's like, oh my god, that's 90 minutes of my life that I have to get back.
Depends what time of the year it is. What's going on?
4th of July, when you're already
that's a little bit dead. That's a little bit dead time.
Right, you know what I'm saying? 4th of July, maybe throw on a little Marty McFly. All right. Yeah, I guess just put up last night, right? Is there anything else to get to?
No.
Miami, Ohio, won, did not cover. Dayton, that was nice. That was juicy. We started circling it in the Discord at plus 176. Iona, no sweat at all. We priced things out through the course of the day, jumped on the Joker in the Discord for plus money for a triple-double. That hit about 30 seconds into the fourth quarter. And I'll be honest with you, Ben, then I went to sleep. Yeah, look, last 2 days for me, betting any sides in college or pro, including parlays, I think it's like 9-1. So, including Discord and here. So we're on the good foot in college and the NBA, and we've been hit or miss in soccer. And Dayton, thank you for that cover. Sweaty AF. That big kid, number 29, their 7-footer. I'll be honest, he was driving me a little cray-cray for a while there. But the dude hit 2 big foul shots at the end and didn't quite get a rebound because he didn't get many for his size. But he did swat away a loose ball off a miss late in the game to preserve it. So, Dayton, that was nice. Hey, shout out to Ken again, who got him on my radar about 5 days ago.
Yes, shout out to Ken, absolutely. They are playing very good basketball right now. And,
shout out to Devil, Beltway Ben. Shout out to Devil.
Yeah, absolutely. Latang is
that for me. Would you say shout out to Devil?
No, I don't know what that means. I don't know.
It's Motley Crue song, man.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Shout!
My roommate at
shout at the Devil.
College. My roommate at my first college was a huge Motley Crue fan.
He loved Crue?
Yeah.
You know who I used to talk to a decent amount about old Crue albums, like Shout at the Devil. You know, I used to talk to about that before, like around batting practice at minor league games.
Who was that?
Gunnar Henderson.
I love Gunnar, but
love the old school Crue. He was a little more, I think, Theater of Pain and kind of like, and then obviously, you know, Kickstart My Heart, but like Too Fast for Love and Shout at the Devil, classics.
Yeah, not a fan, but
you don't even know.
Yes, I have. Absolutely.
Oh, from the roommate. I got you. All right.
I don't like that type of music regardless.
Are you sure he was listening to Shout at the Devil area?
He was a diehard go to concert. He was legit. All right.
Crue's been around a long time. I'm just saying there's a lot of iterations.
Yeah. I have no interest in them whatsoever, to be completely honest with you. But great night. I will be honest with you, as good as the night was, I know I had a few people reach out like, oh, awesome night. And it just frustrates me that my favorite play, and I know I put it for first down, but I put it for first down because I want to get it out quick. I didn't know where the number was moving. Yeah. Michigan, Illinois, the over lost. I gave it out at 155.5 on the Discord a few days ago. Of course, we lose out at 154. Illinois, talk about hacks. Whatever they were doing, I mean, first off, you have guards who can't make free throws. You have guys chucking shots up against, and Michigan plays good defense. But Michigan did what I needed them to do, and I'm frustrated I didn't just take their team total. Should have played it that way. But instead, I thought Illinois at home in that atmosphere would get ready to go. No, their offense sucked. It was really bad down the stretch, and the number was 154.5 to 158.5 the entire second half. That's where we were floating around, and they just could not. Illinois couldn't give us like 3 straight possessions of the buckets, and Michigan could. So we did lose that one by 4 points, but on the Discord, we lost it by 2, and that one I was kicking myself. Really frustrating because it was a blowout. We didn't get that. But everything else cashed. The Knicks same game parlay minus 108, that cashed. Cam Spencer, his points and field goals attempted.
Dude, he had 7 points like 4 minutes into that game. I was like, God damn,
both plays were cash in the first half. And it was
I tailed you on that one, man. That was no sweat.
And the good thing, it was no sweat, but it was efficiency. He was knocking shots down right away. You knew, all right, this guy's got it on him tonight. Yeah. He's going. So that was a good feel. And then our final parlay. Our final parlay, I'll be honest, supposed to play basketball last night and ends up getting canceled. So I just end up watching the final NBA game with my dad and my good friend, who I will be going to Charlestown with today.
Oh, that's today. That's
and
right.
I
Beautiful
could
day. You
not.
got a great day for it. Finally.
Yes, yeah, I know. I'm excited. But I couldn't stay awake. I like lying sitting on the couch, like
Yeah,
nodding off, and I don't
every day
ever.
for me.
Anybody knows me. I do not. If there's game on, I'm locked in. I just couldn't stay awake. And I was like on and off. I was awake, but it was just like bad. But I was glad to see the Thunder were able to pull it out with SGA sitting on the bench with the minutes restriction. They agreed that if it went to overtime, he wasn't going to play. But he did get us where we needed to. Jokic got us where we needed to, even with the whole situation there. That was a fun the fight and everything. It was that I was awake for that, but then down the stretch I was starting nodding off. But no, it was
When did the fight happen? Because I when I tell you I turned the TV off and probably fell asleep 5 seconds later after he got the 10th assist. When did they
so it was throughout the game it was.
Oh no, I mean I was watching the game.
Yes,
like I know it was up, but I don't remember anybody throwing hands.
Yeah, no, it was early in the fourth quarter, late in the third, early in the fourth. Dort just, God, he's a hack. I talk about it all the time. He is a hack. He is a dirty player, whatever. Jokic is running back down the other end. And he hip checks him like hard, and Jokic flies to the ground. And then Dort's like shocked they call a foul, and Jokic pops up and shoves him. And then Jalen Williams comes over, and he's like trying to grab him, and Jokic like grabbed him by the hair and then like looked like he threw a punch in fast motion. But when you watch, it was really him moving back. It got kind of ugly. I thought they were going to throw Jokic out. They didn't. But they did throw Dort out for the dirty play he had. But again, I was glad we were able to cash because I had the Thunder were the final leg of that parlay, and I quite honestly thought I was in trouble.
Yeah. The Nuggets are in trouble, buddy. The Nuggets are the ones who are in trouble. I don't know that I really buy anybody out west except for the Spurs and the Thunder.
Did you put a Celtics ticket in the other day when you were trying to talk me into it?
No, you talked me out of it.
I shouldn't be talking. I talked myself. I wasn't doing it.
I know. I listened to you. Nope, nobody bats 1,000. Ben, just put the Discord thing up real quick if you don't mind. We're not going to belabor the point. We're having fun in there. We're making people money in there.
And the Celtics haven't won on a run yet.
What's that?
Celtics haven't gone on a run yet. I'm not buying.
I think I think the Celtics are pretty well positioned. It's Jason Tatum's doing 5-on-5 stuff in the G League.
Got him on my fantasy team. Very glad to have him.
All right, let's get to these bets. We made you guys get through enough BS to get there. First down, I'm starting in Towson here, correct?
Yes.
All right. I will not be at this game today. We were at the Towson Elon game, Sharky and I the other night. Look, Towson can't shoot a lick. They won 58-56 against an Elon team. That's not exactly a defensive wunderkind. And they got 4 total points, did Towson, out of Dylan Williamson and Tyler Tejada, who were both first-team All-CAA last year. Tejada was the number 1 player in the conference. That's been the norm for them, but they do clamp down on defense. Campbell, if you remember, we were riding Campbell overs for a while because that's kind of ironic, like a Camel's slow. And they were a crazy-ass over team for a while. They had a stretch this season where they were over in 10 of 12. The Camels now, I think they added an extra hump. I think they now have 4 or 5 humps, Ben, and it's slowing them down. It's slowing it. They got too many lady lumps. And the Camels are under in 6 in a row. They're under 2 in a row on the road. Our Towson Tigres are under in 3 straight. No, I'm sorry. The Towson Tigres are 9-3 to the under in their last. Wait, I can't read my own handwriting. Bottom line is they're definitely under in 7 of their last 9 at home. A lot of those are going under by 6 points or more. They play with no pace. They can't hit a 3 to save their life. They do clean up on the boards. The great thing about them is for unders, a lot of times the second chance shots are also off a backboard and landing in somebody's hands. Again, the game the other night didn't crack. What was it? 58-56. You do the math. This will be higher scoring than that, but we like the under. And look, we're fading Loyola Chicago. Richmond's not a great team, but we think they're 5 points better today versus Loyola Chicago. We've been fading Loyola Chicago at home quite a bit. They're 4-10 against the spread at home. They've covered just 4 of their last 13 games overall. Have Loyola Chicago. Richmond's covered 4 of their last 5. They've covered 3 straight on the road. They've covered 5 of their last 7 on the road. They're playing some decent basketball heading into the conference tournament. And we think that number favors us.
First down for me, I'm going to go to two plays that I like for this matchup. Villanova St. John's under 147.5 at minus 115. We attack him in these spots against better teams, and St. John's minus 7.5. Listen, start with the under. These teams aren't playing under this number much at all, to be quite honest with you. Last time they played, we saw them get into the 160s, and it was more of a fast-paced game and all of that. And both teams have mostly. Now, UConn, when they faced both these teams, they shut them down offensively. They weren't able to get much going. And UConn has a top 5 defense in the country, one of the best coaches in the country. The other night, we saw St. John's miss 20-plus shots in a row. They're going to be ready to go.
Shots in a row?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
I did not see that.
Yeah, in the second half, it was bizarre. It was legitimately, but I think it was 23. It was
I'm
one of the
shocked
crazier
you
things.
Comment on that to me in a text or in the.
I didn't have it. So
this is before. This is before. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't have it. Thankfully, you would have been getting MF texts, but what the hell? But no, they were ugly. It was an ugly offense, and some of it scares me because I think they might come out here and say, "All right, we want to put up 90 and show people we can still score." But that's an immediate thought for a lot of people running to do that. I think, quite honestly, it's going to be more at the defensive end. And they weren't awful defensively against UConn, but it wasn't up to par. And we know how Patino is. These guys are going to get after it. They're older. They're physical.
Know how Patino is.
We do know how Patino is. Patino is one of my favorites.
He likes the lobster.
Yeah. He likes a little bit of everything. But
when there's lobster on the table, Patino's so good. He can crack the lobster with one hand. Who knows what's going on with him?
Who knows where he's at? Yeah,
he's ambidextrous.
He could have a 16-year-old or a 17-year-old recruit with him. You know, like maybe they're out at the clubs. But no, I think they're going to get after it defensively. I don't buy anything Villanova has. I think they are frauds. You look at their schedule and their record, and it's the Big East this year. I love the Big East Conference every year. I like watching them. I've always enjoyed it. It's not a good conference this year, just to be quite honest with you. It's not a lot of teams who aren't playing good basketball. And Villanova's beat up on them, and they're going to ride that into the NCAA tournament and run into a non-conference matchup where they're going to get schooled. But St. John's has been one of the teams that was able to school them. I do like the minus 7.5 here. Home, it's at the Garden. We know how that crowd will be. Willard folds in big matchups a bunch.
He's a folder.
He is a folder. So we like the under 147.5, and we also like St. John's minus 7.5, minus 105.
Is the bald rat a Betrug? Would you put him in the Betrug category?
Yeah.
He makes the cut for you?
Yeah, he's never made it past
doing a pretty good job.
He is. Never made it past
the people he's supposed to beat.
Yeah, and how long till he runs to the NBA job?
Oh, is that the rumor?
No, it's me making something up because that's the type of human being he is, and he's a hack.
I like that made up rumor.
Yeah.
That's spicy.
He's a hack.
What do you think?
Tell if I'm
like my shiny dome today. I got stuff like satellites bouncing off my dome.
It's looking good.
I need to put some makeup on, like the old school. When we get new corporate partners, maybe I'll start slapping on the makeup.
Put some makeup
get my
on.
haircut. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the Buzz Osborne picture because there's no way my wife's going to let me go to July to get my haircut.
Really?
You want to know the probability of that happening? 0.00. That the over or under of number of days before she forces me to cut my hair, I'm going to set at 12 and a half. I mean, maybe I could push it for 2 weeks, maybe, but that's probably not, Ben. Probably not. Second down, let's do a little footy. Let's start in Germany, Ben. Die Bundesliga.
You froze. If you just see the picture, you froze out right now. I'm not sure you can hear me. Oh, there you go. You should have seen the picture you froze on. That was pretty good.
Can you screen cap it?
It's already gone.
It's gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
So, well, if you know, so it was around 21. It was around 21 minutes in. The Beltway Ben says if you go to the 21-minute mark of this thing and
they can see it. They can see it in real time.
It's gold.
It is gold.
Der Klassiker. What do you think that means in German? Don't overthink it. It's spelled with a K, but just imagine it with a C. Der is the classic.
The clash.
No.
Classic.
Take the cur off the end. The classic cur. And then take the cur off the end. The classic. This is the rivalry game in all of Die Bundesliga. We think there's at least 4 goals in Dortmund today. Borussia Dortmund versus Bayern Munich.
We lost you again. We lost you again. You there? Check.
What's going on, man? What the hell's going on? Everything's plugged in.
We got you back. You there?
Yeah. You tell me. I'm
yeah,
here.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, look. This was 2-1 when they played earlier this year. Bayern could have scored 4 times. It was 2-0 at the half. Should have been 3 or 4-0. Dortmund started playing in the second half. I think Dortmund's going to have some tired legs here. They had the Champions League tie with Atalanta midweek. That was crazy. That went long. They had the late red card. Now they got to face maybe the best team in Europe. I don't know if I think I gave out Bayern to win the Champions League at like 12. I got it at 16-1 when those markets first opened. I think we talked about it at the show at 12-1. Anyway, Bayern might be the best team in the world. Bayern total goals this season on the road, they've gone over 3.5 goals in 8 of 11 games. Bayern themselves generally are good for 3 goals a game on the road. Dortmund are in great form in terms of scoring. Guiassi's been a demon in the Champions in the Bundesliga. Bayern road games average 4.18 goals per match. Bayern have scored themselves 37 times on the road in 11 Bundesliga matches. That's a lot, Ben. Bayern haven't been as great lately. We think they win this match. We have Bayern money line and a bunch of different things. But for these purposes, I wouldn't be shocked if Bayern score. They're going to score at least 3 if you want to go total goals. And remember, we have total goals in an earlier parlay. And Dortmund have scored 2 or more themselves in 7 straight home games. So we like the over there. We also like the over in Man City at Leeds United today at Ellen Road. Over 2.5 goals in the BTTS plus 120. Leeds last 11 home games at Ellen Road. These are the total goals, Ben. 4, 4, 1, 2, 5, 6, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4. That's a lot of goals, and that's a lot of games over 2.5 goals. The BTTS is hit in 10 of 13 Premiership games played at Ellen Road this season. It hasn't been as much of a trend for City on the road. 7 of their 13 have the BTTS, but look, City are lighting it up right now. Holland's coming around. Semenyo has been an absolute difference maker for them since they acquired him in the transfer window from the Bournemouth Cherries. City have scored 2 or more goals in 4 straight Premiership games. City have played 4 straight in the Prem that have gone over 2.5 total goals. So we like that. And we also like Semenyo anytime goal plus 187. Please play that at the Bet 365. That way, if something happens, he's injured, he's subbed off, his replacement, you still get it. He's faced Leeds twice in his career. Obviously not with Man City. He just got to City. He scored in both those matches, including scoring once where he only played 8 games. He's one of the 3 or 4 best strikers in the Prem, and he's in great form. So we like those odds.
Yeah, for second out for me, we're going to St. Louis, and we're going to play them minus 14.5 at minus 105. I love the spot for them against Duquesne, who last time these teams faced off was a 4. It was Duquesne. No, it was a 4 or 5 point game the last time they faced off, but that game was on the road for St. Louis, and they're in a little bit of a rut right now. They've lost 2 of their last 3. Last week, they fall to 23rd in the rankings, and you thought they would stay there if they could hold on, and then all of a sudden they lose to Dayton, who's playing good basketball. And now they'll clearly be out of the top 25, but you still want to make that mark and make the NCAA tournament as an at-large if you're able to, and all those things going on. You got to start handling business down the stretch. Things are tough right now, but if you look at a lot of their home wins, it's by 20-plus points. It's over this 15 number that we're going to need today, and Duquesne's not very good. They have not been very good in conference play. St. Louis is, to me, still the best team in the conference. Things are getting tougher for them. But between, George Washington, George Mason, Dayton, like those teams have a shot. I don't see Duquesne. I don't see Duquesne up there with those teams. No. So I think St. Louis is going to handle business today. I think they're going to run them out of the court. With it being a home game, it just means a little bit more for this spread here. I don't like taking a lot of teams this big a spread, especially in conference play, but St. Louis is due for one of these blowout wins. Give me St. Louis, Billikens, minus 14.5, minus 105.
Excellent. Hot Zeit. Why not? Third down. We're running out of chances we're not running out of chances to back the Howard Bison Beltway Bend because we think they're going to the big dance, so they'll be good for at least one there. We are running out of opportunities to fade Air Force. So in third down, we've combined two of our favorite plays here. Well, we haven't combined them. We're playing them separately. Look, Howard to cover the 8.5 at Morgan. If Mateo did not have a playoff basketball game at the same time as this one, Beltway Ben, I would go 10 minutes down the road to Morgan and watch this. Howard's been destroying the MEAC. And look, Morgan's a covering machine themselves, right? Morgan's covered 6 straight in the MEAC. But the Bison now are the number one offense and defense in the MEAC by pretty much any Ken Palm metric you want to look at. Since Morgan beat Howard in Howard, which is no small accomplishment, 78-77 on January 24th. Since then, Howard have covered 6 straight in the MEAC Beltway Ben, and to refresh everybody's memory, they've covered those games by 19.5, 21.5, 14.5, 13.5, 5.5, and 20.5. No 9.5 weeks in there, but that's a lot of covering by a lot of points. They're hanging 90 to 100 on people, and it doesn't even seem like they're breaking a sweat. And I think Morgan's going to lose by double digits today. And then Air Force at Wyoming, look, 21.5 is a lot of points for most teams, not for Air Force. And they did finally cover at home the other night, but they ain't covering much. They've covered one of their last 6 on the road. They failed to cover all of those other games by multiple possessions. Air Force have gone 16 straight games without covering 2 in a row. I don't think they start that streak here. Wyoming's covered 5 of their last 7. They've covered 3 straight at home. And I think Air Force kind of won their little Super Bowl the other night, but they've been destroyed in the Mountain West all year. And again, you watch their games, there's a point somewhere 5 to 7 minutes in the second half where if it hadn't cratered early, it craters early in the second half. And we think they lose by 25 today.
Yeah, third down, we're going to do similar to what we did yesterday with the NBA parlay. I know there's a lot of stuff involved here, but I'm fine with that because I think for the Raptors to win, all these things happen. Yes. Raptors with the money line, Brandon Ingram 15+ points, Scotty Barnes 7+ rebounds, and Emmanuel Quickly 5+ assists, and we're getting plus 105 here. Barnes 7+ rebounds is probably the scariest thing here. You have Poto back, everything happening. I still think Barnes will be pretty aggressive on the glass. And the Wizards, they don't have good bigs with the situation they're dealing with. Barnes should be able to crash down. He's another one of those guys who knows what's going on in the game, where he's at numbers-wise. And against the Wizards, all guys try to push their stats and do what they can. I think that we could see that here from Scotty Barnes. Brandon Ingram.
He's flirted with triple-doubles against the Wizards before.
If you don't remember last time.
Flirted more than once with triple-doubles against the Wizards and better bigs versions when the Bagman was still there. Like better big versions of the Wizards. He's flirted with triple-doubles multiple times.
Last time they played, I gave it out. It didn't cash, and I stayed away from it today. But no, I do think that there's a very real possibility. I probably played on my own, but I'm not giving it out. Last time I did it, I gave it out. And again, the blowout just scares me here with this matchup. But a blowout, I don't think Quickly needs 4 quarters to get there. 5+ assists. He did it the last time they played in 3 quarters. I think he'll do it here. The ball's in his hands for the most part. Brandon Ingram, this is a guy that can just get it done. He's got 15+ points in almost every game this year with the Raptors. And then the Raptors on the money line. The Wizards are not winning tonight, period. There's nothing else that really needs to be said. The Wizards are not winning this game. Last time they played, the Wizards blew them out. Very odd. I don't think that happens again here. So give me the Raptors on the money line, BI 15+ points, Scotty Barnes 7+ rebounds, and Emmanuel Quickly 5+ assists plus 105.
But wait, Ben, I don't know if your brilliant mind changed the rundown to conform, but you've led me right to fourth down. Were you always going to be honest? And you are honest. We're honest. We're transparent. Were you always going to put the Wiz in third down, or were you waiting to see? Were you waiting to see where I attacked the Wiz? And
I had the.
And then you just created that synergy. You manufactured that synergy, or the synergy was already there when you got that text from me. You're like, "Holy crap! I was already going to do the Wizards in third down, and now he's attacking the Wizards in fourth down."
No, I was. They were going to be in second now, but then you put the Wizards there, and I thought it makes sense to bring you into the Wizards.
I think the people want to know how the sausage is made. No,
I agree.
Can't hurt. Fourth down. Yeah, let's attack the Wizards on the boards. Fourth and long. Let's start with Yertle the Turtle Pirtle. Haven't heard his name on this show in a minute, but I like it for 12 or more rebounds, and you can get this at plus 470. Bet 365 had it priced better than anybody else. It was 410 in some places, 430 in others. Look, the last time these teams played was probably the last time we talked about Yertle the Turtle Pirtle because we were on him for 10. He got 9 rebounds in 19 minutes and then got hurt that way. The Wizards are a way worse team on the glass now than they were then. If you go to NBA Advanced Stats, last 12 games, Washington Wizards are allowing 50 opponent rebounds per game. They are 25th in the league over their last 12 games in offensive rebounding percentage, are the Wiz, and 26th in the league in defensive rebounding percentage. They're bereft of bigs. I mean, what's the deal with, have they even said anything about Starman? Is he just on ice? I mean, is that a legitimate injury?
Every other day, it's not like he's.
Yeah,
I think they know what they're doing.
Yeah, I think they know what they're doing too, which is part of the reason we like this. We like this number. I mean, look, honestly, I think he could get this in the first half. I think he can get this in 2 rotations. And then look, we like a Scotty Barnes double plus 156. As I mentioned previously, if you study him versus this team, he's messing around with triple-double categories left and right. So I know, Ben, you mentioned rebounds before. Like, he could do this in assist. He could get there in assistant points. Like, as long as he doesn't get hurt, I feel very strong about the points. I also think he'll have a chance to attack the boards, as Ben noted. And I wouldn't be shocked if frankly, if he gets a triple-double. He has 3 double-doubles against Washington since 2023. So, yeah, we watch the Wiz so you don't have to. I'm sorry, Barnes has a double-double in 2 of his last 4 versus the Wiz. Yertle the Turtle Pirtle has 3 double-doubles versus the Wiz since 2023. I thought about going double-double for Pirtle, but honestly, I just – if this game's remotely close, Beltway, Ben, I don't think 15 or 16 rebounds is out of the question for Yertle the Turtle Pirtle at all.
No, I agree. I'm with you. All right. Fourth down. It's going to be 4th and long. We need some things to go right for this to cash. We're going to play a college basketball parlay. Towson, William and Mary, Arizona, and St. John's on the money line. Towson against Campbell. Jason broke that game down earlier. Maybe it's because I'm from Baltimore and live in the area. I think Towson 2 to start winning games. I bet them last game. I live bet them actually and got good value on them. When they came back and won, it was not pretty, but they should be able to beat Campbell. At what point, does it break? Williamson, it's been a complete disappointment. Tejada, more of the same, but not as bad as Williamson. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Both of those guys could have went.
Williamson in that whole game never got to the lane to even attempt anything off the glass.
He looks disinterested.
Ben, he never tried to take anybody off the dribble. He never drove the lane. I was charting it. He never drove the lane once in that game. I was like, it was crazy.
No, it feels like he's got 1 foot out the door. It feels disinterested. I'm serious. So I don't know.
He also got subbed off about 4 minutes in. Yeah. Like the first rotation for Pat Scarry comes fast.
Right. But no, I think Towson gets the job done here at home. Slight favorites. I think they'll do it. William and Mary, NCAA&T. You can play that on the road. You can play that wherever you want to play that game. I'm not scared of NCAA&T. I think William and Mary handles business.
How would you handicap that game?
I would still William and Mary.
How many would you lay? How many would you lay with the Tribe? Tribe versus Aggies on the moon in spaceman suits.
9.5.
Good number.
I know. Yeah. Arizona. This is a weird spread. They're big favorites against Kansas. It tells me something. Arizona's also due for one of these big wins. I know they've won some big games, but like at home, last time they played Kansas, weird spot. I just think Arizona's going to handle business. Then St. John's. Listen, you guys a million times. Willard's Villanova team is good against bad teams. That's truly how I feel, and it kind of feels like Maryland, that year where. I know they beat Purdue. Like this team is not beating a top 2 team, but that first year was Willard. It was fun. It was awesome to watch. And they ended up beating West Virginia in the tournament. That Maryland team is probably better than this year's Villanova team, but he's beating up on bad squads and he's making a pretty good name for that team off of it. So I'm not buying Nova. I think St. John's handles business. So again, Towson, William and Mary, Arizona, St. John's on the money line plus 192.
Overtime, Beltway Ben.
Yes, overtime. And I'm going to apologize here because I want to give you guys plays, but for now we're just going through the teams that are kind of boring and kind of you saw what they did in the offseason, and there's nothing really that I'm interested
A lot of there
in
there.
with them. Yeah, just to be quite honest with you. But here we will start. We're going to go to the Washington Nationals, and we know what they did, bringing Butera in, the young manager, however that's going to go, and it feels like they're going to be in a true rebuild. Dalen Lyle is a guy that wasn't able to find a ton on.
Scrappy.
A little bit of stuff. That kid's legit. I buy what he's selling. I think he is a legit baseball player.
He's got some Dustin Pedroia in his game for me.
I could see it. Yeah.
I'm not saying he's got that kind of power,
yeah.
but he's got that mentality.
Yeah, no. He gets after it.
Scrappy.
I am buying him. I think he's legit. Outside of that, Abrams
come a long way from the first time we saw him in Fredericksburg.
No, James Wood, I know you're going to get to him in a minute. James Wood's awesome, but that lineup is just like, I don't know. Kyber Ruiz, that Dodgers deal is horrendous.
He's not a catcher. Worse. Are they going to continue to propagate that myth? Just move him to first base.
Literally, not very good. Doesn't hit for any power. Like he is not a very good player. Dylan Cruz, they're trying to push that.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah.
Rizzo, who invented baseball, that was his last gift to you guys.
Right. No,
he invented baseball.
What the Nats have, I think it's going to be another ugly year. Under 65.5 wins is a lean for me. I'm not playing anything official. I promise you guys, I will have more leans and other plays. But when you look at some of these bad baseball teams, I don't even put a lean out for me if I can't get there anywhere. Again, Lyle is a guy that I was considering. Wanted to. Where is he going to be against left-handed pitching is what scares me in the lineup and how they're going to handle it. It's also going to be interesting to see how the young manager does things. So I'm kind of stepping away from this one. I don't have anything that I love or even lean. Well, outside of Lyle.
Yeah, I think they're the worst team in baseball. 65.5 is a low number, but I'm with you. If you made me go, I'm not saying they get there. I don't think they're done. Maybe even stripping it down to the whatever's left there, a couple ball bearings and a freaking splinter. And I do though, I haven't played it. I'm not sure I'm going to play it. But if it wasn't on your radar, I'm going to put it on your radar here. James Wood to lead the majors in home runs is plus 150,000 Beltway, Ben? So there you go. Look, he was on this pace for a while last year, and he ran out of steam. I've watched him throughout his minor league career. I've watched him grow. I think he's ready to have even more of a metamorphosis, Ben. So this was a young man who was I would say almost painfully shy. Shy to the point of he's signing an autograph for a 12-year-old kid and he's barely audibly speaking and he won't really make eye contact. There's a lot of things that went into him becoming a professional ball player that I think from a human standpoint, he had to get comfortable with. I was at a charity event a few months back for BUBBA, Baltimore Urban Baseball Association. If you have a night where we crush it for you and you want to pay it forward, go to bubba.org. Go to Bubba and make a little donation there. They do great things in the Baltimore community. Anyway, so I'm at this Bubba event and he's there, which again, he didn't have to do as a Nats player. He doesn't live in Baltimore, right? He is from this area. He's from the Maryland area. But wait, Benny, he looked like a social but first of all, he's filling out more and more. He looked kind of like we talked about with Zach Veen, noticeably less string beanie to me, thicker in the upper body, and he looked like someone, like a young man who would blossom. This guy's got nothing to play for this year, unfortunately. This is one of the most dynamic talents in baseball who's going to be in a complete rebuild. But he hits the ball a ton without searching for launch angle, without trying to do it. There's so much natural, just his swing is a thing of beauty. It's like a Ted Williams kind of thing. So that's a lot. Again, you put $1 on that and it hits. Whatever. I think he has that ability. I think he will do this at some point in his career. Am I a year or two early to it? Probably. But I don't think he's gonna. I think he's better conditioned. I think he's thicker. Than he. I know he's thicker than he was a year ago. And I think what happened last year in the second half, and was some of that the whole home run derby thing. I don't know. It's tough for young guys, but I think he's gonna have a more consistent season. I think he's gonna have really nothing to play for. I do, to your point, worry about anybody protecting him in that lineup. But Ben, when the other team's up 9-0 in the third inning, are you really worried about pitching around James Wood and putting him on base? Or do you just say, I'm going to attack this guy? And if he hits a solo home run off me, he hits a solo home run off me, but I'm not going to walk him up 8-0.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah, I just think I don't know. It's kind of in a consistent spot. I do think at some point in his career, maybe, but I think it might be a little early with how the guys.
It's just I'm just putting it out there.
No, I like that you are, because
somebody likes it. Somebody likes it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't made this bet. I think, again, there's a lot going on with me right now. I might make this bet. Like when I put a couple bucks on it.
You'll let the people know.
I'll say this. I bet you by Memorial Day, you're not getting anything like this. Now, again, will he fall off a cliff? 162 for a team that's going to win 63 games? Like, I get it. Like, maybe they start sitting him. I don't know.
Do you have any fear of that sophomore slump?
I think the sophomore slump happened in this. It's a young guy. Didn't play much minor league ball. I think the sophomore slump was the second half last year, man. And I think he's back with a vengeance.
Dalen Lyle just looking base hits. Let's see. We'll see. But we could get there. I could give it in as 4th and long. I could give it in the Discord. We are.
Do whatever you want, Ben.
Yeah.
There are no rules here. We've made some arbitrary rules.
We have made our own rules. That's how we roll.
Did we come close to speaking of rules, were we close to a bib?
Let me double check.
Were we close to some bib action?
And about up a little over 3 units.
Aston Villa F me. No, I just meant last night. Collectively last night.
Yeah, so I said up over a little over 3 units.
Oh, 3 units. I'm sorry. How did I get stains on this thing? I haven't even worn it in a while.
You were out eating? Did you?
No. Are we allowed to? I feel like they're only.
No, I keep it here.
I don't even know. How did I get? Yeah, I keep it right on my desk. Dude, you want to talk about messy Marvin? Where did? Can you see that stain?
It looks like you took it eating.
I swear to God, I didn't. First of all, we ain't going out anyway. That stain right there. Can you see it? I'd love to. It must be coffee. You know what it is? It's yeah, because I spilled the coffee one time. It's iced coffee. If you're still watching, we sincerely thank you, because this one got away from us a little bit. But
sometimes it happens.
It's a weekend, Ben.
It is a weekend.
So can you show the people the Discord and last night, and then we will get on out of here and keep you abreast of anything we do. Shout out Rick Patino. We'll keep you abreast of anything we do further betting wise today in that Discord.
Oh, do we lose you? Sounds like we might have lost you. I'll take over here. No, sports betting Discord. If you guys are not already signed up, we understand it costs some money, a little bit over $1 a day, but we appreciate the support. We communicate with people in there. We send live bets, which we're not sending on our Twitter. We send bets that we find closer to tip off, closer to first pitch, closer to kickoff when NFL season gets here. We are very active in the Super Discord. We have a lot of people who have enjoyed it, who've spoken well about it. It's again, I think it's worth it. I do understand where we are now.
They captured the picture, Ben, in the Discord. I don't know if you can hear me or not. So in the Discord, there's already a screen cap of what you were referencing at the 20.
Yes, we can hear you, and that's another thing you get. See, I think that might be better than the bets and everything itself.
It could be. It's really not for us to say. We're really the wrong arbiters of that, but yes.
Yes, absolutely. But no, if you want to subscribe this way, screenshot this, take it to your photos, and hold that QR code. If not, we have it on our Twitter accounts. You can find the link, and it's pretty simple to sign up.
Finish it off, Ben.
Real quick, I did want to rehash. If you're in the Super Discord, if you guys got some horses you like today, let me know.
Charlestown Raceway.
Yeah. If you guys have some horses, please communicate with me. Let me know. I'm very excited, but I don't I know a lot about sports betting, sports horse racing, and my dad and my grandfather have gotten into it and done that, and he talks to me like, but I don't know. I'm not built for it.
I've been there twice in my life. Oh, horse racing, I've been a million times. We used to go to
Right.
Pimlico religiously when I was in high school. Mostly OT. The Pimlico race schedule was short. It's all around the Preakness. But we would go, we'd bet Arlington and Chicago. We'd bet, what is it, Del Mar? We'd bet all over. And a lot of the jocks from Baltimore, like Prado, they'd go out to California, like Kent Desmarais, hon. And then they'd go out to the big leagues, Kentucky, California, and they keep killing it. We would just bet those jocks. We would bet the jocks more than we bet the horses. But I've only been to Charlestown Race. I definitely was there once. The first Lollapalooza was absolutely there. And I believe the second one was at Charlestown Raceway. And then it moved to somewhere in Virginia for the third one. But the first Lollapalooza, the best Lollapalooza, I definitely saw at Charlestown Raceway, and it was amazing. Full disclosure, I didn't appreciate Sushi and the Banshees as much then as I do now. I would love to be able to go back as 52-year-old me to that show, probably just because I didn't pay enough attention to that set. But epic lineup. Jane's was amazing at the end.
Lollapalooza.
Classic Girl, like that live version of Classic Girl during that, like everybody knowing that Jane's is going to break up at the end of the tour and the last show's in Hawaii. Man, I'm getting misty-eyed. I'm getting
I'll be honest with you. I'm with you.
Goosebumps.
I'm with you. That is starting to get to me. Lollapalooza.
You reading the lineup. If you read the line, you want to make my day, Beltway Ben? Google original Lollapalooza lineup and read it on there. You'd make me so happy. I'd be like a proud papa.
I think I would view it and say, looks bad. Looks to be probably like, not interested. Oh, no.
It is epic.
Do you know who I am? Do you think that would
I'm just asking you to Google it and read it? I'm not
epic
asking you
to me though.
Research.
Do you think in any world I would
I'm
do
not
that epic?
To you. I'm just.
I know.
I'm just speaking my truth.
I respect you speaking.
Sometimes I try to convince you. Sometimes I'm not trying to convince you here.
But I think, like, there is some things that I can be torn on and kind of convinced, and I probably sometimes just do whatever. Lollapalooza, the music of it all. I will never.
405
in
my neighborhood.
I can already hear I couldn't do it.
But that's all. You text me with a winner from Charlestown Raceway, and all I'm going to be doing is thinking back to that first Lollapalooza.
Hey, when I'm there,
life change.
I'm going to be thinking about that a little bit too. That lineup on the first Lollapalooza.
I mean, the first 3 or 4 were great, and then it jumped the shark. But you want more Lollapalooza stories, or should we go? I got some good ones when we went up to Jersey. The one in northern Jersey where near Andrea Berger's house. And then going into the city because we heard like Bad Brains going to be playing with like Fishbone and Primus at like the Limelight or whatever for like a secret show after Lollapalooza. And that's where they filmed the video for Swim. That's when Fishbone filmed the video for Swim.
No way. Okay.
Way.
That surprised me a little bit.
Yeah. All right, let's go. We got to get out of here.
I'm being serious.
Everything about this conversation surprised you because I might as well be speaking Chinese.
Yes, that too.
It's like it's like Rick Pitino at dinner with a lady friend, and somebody tries to ask him for an autograph. He doesn't even know that person's there.
Yeah.
Not only is he not acknowledging what's coming out of their mouth, he literally can't see them. He doesn't even know they're there because the man only has 2 eyes and 2 hands. He's not a full-blown octopus, and every limb is spoken for.
Yeah, true. Very true.
We'll see you at what time tomorrow?
11. You want to bet? We want to bet. Thank you for betting with us. If you're not already in the Discord, join the Discord. If you want to communicate with us more, thank you for betting
you were at
with
the
us.
first Lollapalooza at Charlestown Raceway. Hit me in the Discord.
Yes, let us know.